Did you know you could initiate contact with extraterrestrials? This human-initiated contact with beings not from this world is known as a close encounter of the fifth kind, a term coined by Dr. Stephen Greer, famous for his role in UFO disclosure, among other things. He has actually written a protocol that you can follow on how to initiate ET contact with a small group of people. As was to be expected, this resulted in many fascinating videos. So join me for another edition of E4E, Evidence for Extraterrestrials, in episode 44 of I'm Just Gonna Say It, Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind, How to Initiate ET Contact. In this episode, we guide you through this protocol, explaining how to do it yourself, and we show you some of the awesome results people managed to catch on video. Here we go! So, there are many types of close encounters, the first three of which most of us are familiar with. The original ones were devised by J. Allen Hynek of Project Blue Book. Close encounters of the first kind entail visual sightings of an unidentified flying object, seemingly less than 500 feet or 150 meters away, that show an appreciable angular extension and considerable detail. Close encounters of the second kind are UFO events in which a physical effect is alleged. So this can be interference in the functioning of a vehicle or an electronic device, animals reacting, or some physiological effect, such as paralysis or experiencing heat or discomfort, or some physical trace like impressions in the ground, scorched or otherwise affected vegetation, or chemical traces. Close encounters of the third kind are UFO encounters in which an animated entity is present. These include humanoids, robots, and humans, who seem to be occupants or pilots of a UFO. A close encounter of the fourth kind is a UFO event in which a human is abducted by a UFO or its occupants. This type was not included in Hynek's original close encounter scale. Hynek's associate Jacques Vallée argued in the Journal of Scientific Exploration that the fourth kind should refer to cases when witnesses experience a transformation of their sense of reality, so as to also include non-abduction cases where absurd, hallucinatory, or dreamlike events are associated with UFO encounters. The film The Fourth Kind makes reference to this category. A close encounter of the fifth kind, the subject of today's video, is a UFO event that involves direct communication between aliens and humans. This type of close encounter was named by Stephen M. Greer's CSETI group and is described as bilateral contact experiences through conscious, voluntary, and proactive human-initiated cooperative communication with extraterrestrial intelligence.
If consciousness and thought can affect something at a distance, and at a very great distance, even many miles or thousands of miles away, instantaneously, what does that mean for us communicating with a civilization that is centered in the science of consciousness? And that is their chief operating system. It's not electromagnetic, they use it, but it's beyond that. So now add to everything we know about the internet and communications and telecom, and then add a deeper level of trans-dimensional physics that involve electronic devices very clearly picking up intended coherent thought. That's what you're dealing with. It's like Dr. John's random number generator experiment on a cosmic scale, but at a level of perfection where there's precision with the thought that you project to it, its reception, and then its activity. Interstellar civilizations are using consciousness-assisting technologies and technologies that assist their own consciousness, both, in all their travel and communication systems. The central operating system for any interstellar competent civilization is the science of consciousness and all the physics that go with that.
Now there are also close encounters of the sixth kind, which entail the death of a human or animal associated with a UFO sighting, though this could be considered a more severe example of a second kind encounter. Close encounters of the seventh kind finally involve the creation of a human/alien hybrid, either by sexual reproduction or by artificial scientific methods. So to induce the CE5 contact experience, Dr. Stephen Greer created a protocol, which we will quickly go through. I'll post some links in the description to more elaborate guides on the protocol. The idea behind it was to make peaceful contact with ETs as humanity, as a civilian effort, not regulated or organized from some government body with all its side motives and other crap that comes along with it. Now, the protocol, you can do this solo or in a group, although the latter is preferred, both from an evidence standpoint, of course, as well as possible synergistic benefits of working in a group. And a group session is simply safer. Not so much where the aliens are concerned, but other people, as these sessions are best performed outdoors in a remote location, with a good view of the sky. For obvious reasons, it is best done around dusk and during nighttime. It is also possible to do it from inside your house, but this obviously limits the type of experiences you may have. Finally, make sure to keep a journal of your sessions, who experienced what and when, etc. This to help you see possible connections or messages over the course of multiple sessions. There are many things you can do during a CE5 session, like playing crop circle tones on a speaker, or even better through a speaker with a walkie-talkie close to it, so you send the tones into the ether as well through radio waves. Or you can have people bring instruments, laser pointers, can be very handy to point stuff out to each other, as well as means of communication with possible craft. There are reports of UFOs following laser pointer dots through the sky. A compass or a magnetometer can also help identify phenomena starting to take place, as well as infrared cameras, normal cameras and other equipment to document any encounter. Sometimes craft are only visible on camera, for instance, or an infrared camera, and not to the naked eye. But these are all extra options and not necessary per se. Dr. Greer has also released an app featuring guided meditation, crop circle tones, magnetometer, and more stuff. But most interesting of the app is the chat function, where you can see a map featuring all other CE5 interested people and contact them. Super handy to form your own group without the risk of asking the wrong people, so to speak. It's available for Android and iOS, not for free though. It costs around €10, I think, but especially thanks to the chat function, it's well worth it, I think. However, the core of the CE5 protocol entails meditation, or group meditation, and visualization. This is also a big reason why groups work better. The power of meditation increases many times over when it's done in sync with a group. It entails consciously becoming one with all beings and sending out your honest, loving intentions to make contact. Let them know what level of contact you would be comfortable with at that moment. Are you sure you can handle a face-to-face meeting, for instance? To name a best or worst case scenario, depending on who you ask. Clarify this for yourself. Subsequently, you send out a map of your location by visualizing where you are and watching it from above, so to speak, and slowly zooming out the Earth, the solar system, the Milky Way, etc., and then back again to Earth to show those who are listening where your location is. Let's look at this animation, which might look familiar from the meditation exercise in episode 39. But before we do this, please like and share this video on social media to show your appreciation for all the work that goes into making these videos. Or dislike it if that's the case, by clicking thumbs down. Better yet, click it twice to make sure I know. I really appreciate every single one of them. Now, I also respond to all comments, so don't hesitate to let me know what you think. Finally, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, to get a weekly reminder when I have uploaded a new episode. Now on to the animation. Amazing. Every time I see it. We really are infinitesimally small. But back to CE5. So that is kind of how your visualization should look. From then on, it's up to them whether they will show themselves or not. Most crucial in making this happen is making sure they know and feel your good, honest, relaxed intentions for gentle contact. Don't show excess amounts of fear or any mistrust or similar emotions. For that reason, a regular meditation practice in general is very beneficial for the success of these sessions. Now, contact can take on many forms, of course, from faraway sightings of a light or a UFO, all the way down to face-to-face contact. But it can also happen in a spiritual experience days later, or during meditation, or in a dream, for instance. Basically, this contact can take any form imaginable. Just know it will happen eventually, and have faith in this. Even if it takes a few sessions, success is guaranteed, as long as you approach the matter with love, kindness, and honesty. So when working with a group, a chill group dynamic is very important. Take care in assembling your CE5 group, making sure that new members feel truly welcome and that all are heard. Create an atmosphere where there is zero chance of being ridiculed. Share experiences to get things going and get everyone in the right frame of mind. And on that note, I am speechless. Now that means it's time to show a compilation of sightings captured during CE5 sessions. Here we go.
Flash, flash, flash. Just now it looks like it's stopping and then going again. Okay, it's really gonna stop. Here we go. Flashes in the sky. It's interesting. So this little guy moving by. Shouldn't be any satellites until 7:47 tonight over this area, and they're like right above me. This one's gone really slow right in the middle there. Super slow. Almost stopped. Rachel, dead stop. Oh, it disappeared. Cool.
I got it. I filmed it. Whoa. What was that? That was another one. Really fast. There's something up there. I saw it through the camera. We're missing our lasers. Not a good time not to have them.
They're so beautiful.
They were waiting for us to arrive.
Whoa.
Jacques, please photograph.
Yeah,
all
okay.
cameras should be filming.
Pretty awesome. Whatever happens, make sure you enjoy it and stay vigilant in the days after a session. People who reported face-to-face contact, for instance, often do so days after the original session, at home or at another location. Everything is possible. Another fun fact, while writing this episode and selecting video material, I took a short break and went outside to my backyard. It was night, and I just managed to catch a glimpse of a bright orb at about satellite height, zigzagging across the sky before shooting off in a straight line. It seems the act of writing about it and watching the universe animations was enough to attract some attention already. Just goes to show how easy it can be. And on that note, we end this episode. Join us again next week for another edition of P4P, Proof of the Paranormal, and the week after that will be another Utopolis 1. Until then, love you all, be kind to everyone, hang on in there, and as always, keep meditating. Groetjes, bye bye.
Take a little walk to the edge of town and go across the tracks, where the viaduct looms like a bird of doom as it shifts and cracks, where secrets lie in the